Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to the overall weekly spirit reading. So we're going into a new month. So this is March 29th to the 6th of April. If you haven't seen the Akashic Records reading or the overall monthly for April, this is like an explanation mark. I'm going to first tell you the spirit message I was getting so I don't lose it, and then we'll tap into all the cards. But the first card they showed me was Butterfly Maiden, and this is the last card that we got in the other reading. And then they showed me this card where we're putting the pieces. So what I was getting was there is a big release, and also a big relief. But anyway, they also brought attention. We're going through a huge transformation. There have been countless songs to be the soundtrack to that we're going to be feeling more freedom, and we're going through a lot of transformation. But they also, the specific spirit message for this, they gave me that when the butterfly is coming out of the cocoon, it doesn't just like pop out all at once of the shell or the cocoon all in one pop, but little pieces fall away to break free, right? So we could be breaking free or releasing a lot of things in pieces, and then they showed me those pieces falling onto this and being the missing pieces, and all the pieces are now going to be coming together, and there's going to be, so it's a big release and a big relief, and then a feeling of freedom, a release, a relief, and then all the pieces finally coming together that make sense. So things that didn't make sense, things that looked like pieces were missing, or it felt like we didn't even understand the big picture through this process, like we had no idea what's going on as we were releasing or any of that, and changing and going through these transformations in your work, your personal and everything else. All of a sudden, it's starting to feel like it's making sense. The pieces are all coming together, and it's all been looked after. This is divine guidance. So they're showing me the whole process inside and out has been watched over. And so through this transformation, you're going to feel new levels of freedom, a release, relief, all these things, and it's slowly coming together, the missing pieces. It's starting to make even more sense to you looking at the pieces coming together. It always made sense to them, but so we're going through a process, and now it's fully coming together. So we've been getting these two cards a lot, so that's the message they definitely wanted to bring forth. Those were two cards that have been recurring, but that was a special spirit message. So for the last week of March going into April, I always like to give you how I got the message, because it means one thing to me. It actually meant several things to me, but then it could mean several other things to you, and then some in your own personal life. So take it how it resonates for you. Big picture, I always say big stage, small stage. These messages are for. We're going higher. These are overall messages. We're going to tap into the Archangel Messages from the 26th to the 5th or 6th of April, first week of April. The energy. We're going to tap into the Goddess Guidance. We're going to tap in what to surrender to make it easier. We're going to tap into messages from heaven, from our loved ones, passed on our spirit guides, who I feel they're really coming through a lot. Like, pay attention to signs, symbols, messages. Even if you just see the recurring name somewhere, has been coming through a lot, okay? Guardian angel messages as well. So let's get right into it, but I definitely wanted to quickly turn on the camera and do that because I got flooded with those messages of big relief, and the pieces starting to make more sense, coming together. All the pieces are starting to come together and make more sense to us. They always made more sense in the big stage, but it's starting to actually make sense to us. So the release, relief, pieces are coming together to start to make more sense. So let's see what are the Archangel messages for the first week of April, the end of March going into the first week of April. And this is very much in line with the overall monthly for April also, actually, and the Akashic, because we had a lot that we're doing in April. A lot's happening in April. And all these songs about freedom, We had the Nina Simone, Michael Bublé version of the Birds Flying High, You Know How I Feel. It's a new day, a new dawn, new life for me. I was getting Whitney Houston, Step by Step. We were getting With What We're Doing. There was another song I literally got also about freedom. Finally free. was the song they got me to. I also want to give you an, you know how we have apps on our phone? I might do a separate video about this, but if not, we do have a following soundtrack sometimes. You know, I say a lot, if you feel guided to certain lyrics or a song, definitely, you know, Spirit uses that often to get your attention to listen to a song that you know of or a playlist, because the lyrics have some kind of message in it for your spirit at the time. But also pay attention to music that follows you. And I've done this for decades now, but there are apps on your phone where I think I have SoundHound on my phone, where if you go into a store or a restaurant or you're somewhere and you hear music, you can tap the app and it will record and it will show you who's singing that song. You can find the song. You know, back when I was a kid, you could not find songs that easily. It was ridiculous. But anyway, because you pay attention to even songs that follow you. Like if you enter a store and you hear a song playing and it catches your ear in a certain resonance, I would definitely pay attention to what song, what lyrics are being sung, because I'm noticing that. I've always noticed that throughout my lifetime, but during this time, it's really being used a lot. However, you know, any window is possible that you can get a pick-me-up and get a message or a connection. So pay attention to when you hear a song somewhere, and what the lyrics, and if it's resonating and following in your ear in a certain way. Because like I said, when I was setting up, this really came through a lot. They're sending us a lot of signs, symbols, messages, especially our loved ones passed on, our spirit guides. A lot of the time it is in music form, you'll find, in lyrics. And it's no accident if you go in somewhere. It's one thing to get a guided to feel like I need to listen to the song or anything like that, but pay attention to the music that follows you, where you enter a room or a store or wherever in public and it's playing, and it hits you in a certain way and it feels like it's your soundtrack, like it has a message for you. Because I've been doing that my whole life, and it definitely is exclamation marks. And once you notice it, you're gonna see it more and more. Okay, so I definitely wanted to see that. That's been gnawing at me for a couple of days, so it made it into this video. So it could be significant, you know, as we're going forward now. So let's tap into the Archangel Messages for the first week of April. Like I said, big release, pieces starting to come together and make more sense to us. Make more sense to us, it always makes sense to them. Okay, starting to make more sense to us, the pieces coming together. And a big release. And they keep saying it's a big release and a big relief. Big release and big relief. And we got the first one, the Empress. Yeah, look at what we're birthing. The major arcana supporting us in all our endeavors, our creativity, especially what we're birthing. What we're birthing in April. Like they said in the other reading, what divine force. The whole universe is backing us, this force to create, to birth the new here. It is literally amazing how across decks and cards, it's recurring, repeating messages that the force literally is behind our creativity, what we're birthing, we're co-creating, co-birthing here. So this is the force. Like if you saw the Akashic reading for April, we had tremendous divine force behind your endeavors, the work that you're doing, what you're birthing, your creativity. Yeah, so it's like you're a divine channel of creativity and birthing and making things better in the physical. We're all doing that. I always call you like the high priestess at work. It's like you're getting those divine ideas and then you're birthing them and co-creating them in the physical. So it's time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Yeah, luxurious or abundant resources. And I would say that's the divine force running through you and supporting you. Yeah, so definitely you're going to be at new creative heights, new birthing heights, pieces coming together. We talk about birthing, right? Pieces coming together to birth the new. We have tremendous backing, love, support, creativity, inspiration, ideas. We're going to be definitely, like I said, go out and plant those divine life seeds and plant your life seeds. So for your future has been a recurring message at this time. It's time to plant those new life seeds. We're definitely birthing the new. Creativity is rewarded. So it's time to act on your creativity, on your plans, what you're trying to birth. It can come to fruition. Like they said, the pieces are coming together. That could be a big release and also a release and a relief. You know, after giving birth to something, what a release and a relief. Yeah, and with this we have the Four of Michael, and with that, after that, we have the Ace of Michael. So There's definitely going to be time for healing, recuperation, to recharge your batteries. Yeah, definitely. And maybe also going in for more insights, because it says insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, and seek relief from stress. Yeah, this is a time where pull your energy back and reconnect, heal, tune into yourself, have downtime, recharge has been a recurring message as well, especially in the Spirit Pick Me Up. Why? Because we're going to be getting new insights, new clarity on things. We're going to feel like we have climbed the mountain in clarity. We can see farther on something, probably, like they said, what we're birthing, what we're creating. It's going to reach literally new levels. We have divine help with that. Yeah, taking us higher and farther, just like the Spirit Pick Me Up reading right before this. So you're going to get a wonderful new idea. Don't allow those bumps in the road to hinder your progress. You have tremendous force and backing. Clear up communication problems with others. But you're going to feel like we reach tops of mountains in April, where we have really gone to new levels. I mean, because that's a recurring message. Whenever you need to relax, recharge, regroup, tune in for more insights. You do that for yourself, and the insights will come. Remember, you're co-creating. So whenever you need to feel recharge, regroup, get more clarity, you go within, you give yourself a time out to recharge, tune in. Oh, beautiful. Two of Raphael. This is all about lovely partnerships coming together in your personal, in your work, in your projects, especially with what you're birthing and creating. Remember, I told you, we're not doing it alone. We have backing, love, and support from different, divine, but also partnerships in the physical. You can feel that you're really attracting like-minded people, the support that you need for whatever you're birthing and creating. So 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. So when you're in the Empress, birthing, creative, all these things coming together, you're not doing it alone. We're all helping each other. You could really attract great partners, like minds, like hearts, business contacts. It could be, it's all through your relationships, so personal, work, projects. Yeah, so it's all like mind, like hearts coming together for these co-creations, these creations to help, whether you're working together or helping each other, you're all creating and birthing together for each other, and 8 of Gabriel. So this is quick moving. They kept on saying end of delays. So this is literally a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So this is really beautiful. So especially with what we're trying to birth here, and we have the 5 of Raphael. I just got to say, these two came out. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret, embrace the opportunities for happiness, search for the silver lining. So there's going to be quick movement when I got in April, swift, quick movement to get us out of this 5 of Raphael, because we've had upset, we've had disappointment, and they're overseeing that disappointment. Remember, they said there's a big release, relief, and that all the pieces will be coming together and making sense. That's what we're birthing. We're creating and birthing, and we're not doing it alone. So whether it's with spirit and also bringing together in the physical, like minds, like hearts, co-creators with you to birth and create the new, there's going to be swift movement and activity with that. That's going to feel like a release and a relief at the same time. That's going to spur us off from the disappointments, things that did not work out. We're going to be moving forward, right, to new opportunities for happiness, searching for those silver linings. When we need in our minds to go in for a recharge and get those ideas, creativity, or ways to go forward, you're going to get the clarity on how to move forward. So let's get one more. But this is just very clear that we're moving on from the disappointments, the things that did not work, for the things that do work. We're creating, the major arcana is creation and birthing the new, and it's going to be some really swift action or messages or communications regarding that. It could be through your contacts, your relationships, but it's definitely moving on from the losses, from the disappointments to better. And we are getting, 8 of Ariel, getting to work. And just like in the Akashic Records, they said it may seem like you are alone. They're telling you whatever you're focused on, whatever your abilities are in the physical to get things done in your own hands. They said we have more divine power than we realize. They're telling us to get focused, stay focused on your own work, each one of us doing our part. We have this Empress birthing, beautiful birthing and creativity behind us. This divine force behind our work. They kept on saying the divine is fully supporting our work, our Empress energy. Absolutely. So take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. But there's going to be swift communications where we needed to recharge. We got the ideas, we got the clarity. It's all with relationships, contacts. We're all co-creating together, helping each other. Swift communications and actions moving forward. Look, it's flying, flying, flying to move us past the loss, the disappointments, the pieces, where we're going to birth the new, create the new, focus on the work. This is going to be leading to new creations, new births. Where the pieces are finally coming together to make more sense, to build something else. You're going to be seeing a lot that you are creating, making better. You're doing the work. It's in your hands. Again, even the book he's holding is in his hands. We have a lot more, look at the light here, a lot more divine power in our hands to do the work. They want us to remain focused on our work and what we're birthing. We're birthing the new. Feel like a backed Empress. A backed Empress, and it's moving us on from the disappointments. And you have Archangel Michael here giving you the clarity. The work that we're doing is going to, they said, don't let the bumps in the road hinder you. This is it, the Empress doing the work, the Empress at work. You are the Empress at work. Yeah. Like how I always call you the High Priestess at work. Well, we are getting the brilliant ideas, but then it's the Empress at work. Beautiful, beautiful, creating. Let's get the energy of the first week of April. Empress at work. Empress at work and backed. The Empress at work and backed. Empress at work. Oh gosh. Yeah, well, we got walking away. We're going to be walking away from things that take away from our, remember here, we're walking away from things that didn't work out, the disappointments. We're walking away from what saps our Empress power to this. Unbelievable. The Magician and the Mirror. We got the Magician, putting the magic back in the Magician. We got the healed Magician manifesting. I always get that message. We're emerging divinely connected, using all our resources. We got the Magician, the major arcana of the Magician, 2 times going into April, meaning you have more power than you think to manifest the life you want. Focus in on what you're doing. Harness your energy, your time, your attention. Be very crystal clear, backed by spirit, by divine, your loved ones passed on, even because I kept on saying you have a lot of loved ones passed on coming through to help guide you as well. To be the Magician in the mirror, that you're using everything you're made of, which is this beautiful Empress, doing the work, and you're going to see it reflected back to you in the universe. That's the divine force working through you, using what's in your hands, your talents, your abilities, being a divine connection, the outpouring here in the physical. You are the Empress doing the work here, and it's going to be reflected. We're walking away from the disappointments, the things that didn't work out. We're walking away from not having the clarity, not seeing that what we can do here with our Empress power, the work that we can do, and have it reflected back. It's like a healed magician using everything in your arsenal, and you're going to see your magician manifesting, doing the work, and it's slowly blooming. It's slowly, you're the Empress. It's slowly coming. You're creating it. You're co-creating it. You're birthing it. It's being reflected, the Magician and the Mirror. So it's all being reflected back to you. The work that you're doing is so back, it's going to be starting to be reflected back to you in April. This is the big release and relief that all the pieces are starting to come back together, right? Maybe everything that you've been working on, pouring out, trying to go for, it's starting to come together. You're starting to see the birthing, the creativeness, the results of that. It's starting to be reflected to you, which is only going to spur you on even more. So they're saying remain in your Empress power, doing the work. It's going to be reflected to you. You are not only the Magician, but the Magician and the Mirror, right? So there's going to be great connections being made. If you ever need to recharge, tune in for more intuitive guidance or clarity, do so. There's going to be fast action. It's going to feel like flying, like end of delays with communications and things related to your work. That's going to speed up you walking away from the disappointments of the past. We're birthing the new. Do the work. You're the Magician and the Mirror. It's going to be reflected. Unbelievable. That's the energy. Okay, so let's tune into the Goddess Guidance. The Goddess Guidance says we're doing the work. The Empress doing the work. Powerful Empress doing the work. Magician and the Mirror. Wow. Magician and the Mirror. The Empress. Creativity is rewarded. Do the work. You're the Magician and the Mirror. That magician, if you scroll in my playlist, we got the magician 2 times. One time it was putting the magic in magician, yeah. And then be a more confident magician, they kept on saying. Be a more confident magician. You can't make this up. We have sacred space when you need to, that was the 4 of Michael. When you need to recharge, listen to your divine guidance, be fueled by divine sacred space. Create an altar or visit a powerful place to connect with the divine, because that's the divine force behind you and your co-creations and birthing right now. It also will back you up to do the work and be that magician in a mirror. This is where you're going to get your clarity. It's where you're going to harness your power, your clarity also. Yeah. Okay, so these are the big, what's fueling. And then you're not going to believe, this came out in the last, this was the card for April, endings and beginnings. It's a brand new beginning over and over. The old must be released. You can't make it up. The spirit message in the beginning was, it's going to feel like a big release and a relief, and all the pieces starting to come together, right? And make more sense. So there's endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And look at what we're blooming here. Look at the Empress being fully backed. I have chills to birth this new beginning, right? So it is time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Do the work. They're saying you're the magician and the mirror. So everything that you're doing, it's going to be, bringing in the new beginnings. They kept on saying, be a more confident magician. They're putting the magic in magician. I mean, I love these messages. So this is like the 3rd chapter of that. First we're putting the magic in magician, then be a more confident magician. And now they're saying, yeah, harness that Empress power. You're being fully back, do the work. Now you're the magician and the mirror. So it's going to be reflected back to you. Look what you're growing in the physical. It's a whole new beginning, right? Let's get in what to surrender that would help us. Be the magician in the mirror, powerful Empress, backed Empress. Surrender to non-action. Look, we have the 4 of Michael, sacred space. There's a lot that you divinely know when it's your time, your place, and when it's not. What's in your control, what's not. You can have more peace in non-action. You trust the divine's working around you and through you. That's the divine force. So you can have peace through this. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. You are so powerful. You don't even have to kind of demand or I don't know. This is all in divine timing. This is a co-creation. You can't rush a flower blooming. You can't rush a new beginning blooming. It's orchestrated, has been coming up in the comments, but it's also like you're right in sync with divine timing. There's a peace in that, because you're surrendering to spirit. So there's a lot. You're not even rushing, pushing everything. It's kind of the wave. Surrender to non-action, surrender to spirit. This is the force behind you and the birthing, co-creating, you doing your work, and it's going to be reflected. There's a trust, there's a peace, so you can almost relax in this. Like they said, it's a big release. They said it's a release and a release and a relief. So look at how this showed up. The old must be released, and look at the relief. Surrender to non-action, surrender to spirit. Yeah, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, you turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. What did they say? They're putting the magic in magician. So let spirit, they're putting the magic in magician. Be a more confident, relaxed magician. It's all going to be reflected. Keep doing the work. They're helping you with brilliant ideas, the creativity. You follow through. You're co-creating. You're the Empress, backed Empress at work, magician in the mirror. It's going to be growing, being reflected in the physical. You can almost relax in that and have, that's your backing. Look, surrender to spirit. Surrender to spirit. Like if you planted seeds or you're here in your full Empress power, you trust that that is all blooming. That is all blooming for this new beginning. It's going to be reflected to you. You just keep focused and do the work. They're even helping you with divine ideas. They're helping you to be more relaxed in it, to be more connected and relaxed and at peace with it. Like I said, oh my gosh, messages from heaven. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing what's coming into April. They don't even want me. I mean, like, look at what we're blooming here. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. Yeah, it's now within your grasp. Look, it's in her hands. You know, make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp, you know. This is really amazing that the things that you're creating and birthing right now, doing the work, it's going to be reflected to you. The magician in the mirror. Be more confident. Understand the backing you have. You don't even have to push it, rush it, anything. So you can recharge, regroup, connect to spirit, get divine ideas, stay connected. And they're saying make room for that happy ending. Wow, wow, wow. Do the work. Let's go right into guardian angel messages for this to end this. This is so gorgeous. The clouds to me even look like hearts of love and bright new day and new beginnings, and it's coming in. You know, what you're birthing, what you're creating, it's starting to come in. That's what they're saying. A big release, relief, the pieces, it's starting to make sense. You could see it coming in. You know, the happy ending, you can even see it. You know, you could see this being reflected, that it's starting to be reflected. The magician in the mirror. This is so gorgeous. So let's get guardian angel messages to end this reading. And we are getting two cards together. Love and acceptance. Love. Negative thoughts and feelings are sabotaging your pursuit of happiness. We, your angels, are here to help you heal. Allow our healing light to flow through your heart. Consciously infuse each negative thought or feeling with love and light. Feel both your heart and mind aligning to your soul's sacred purpose, especially when you're the Empress and you got to do the work and you're the magician and the mirror. So align your heart and mind to your soul's sacred purpose and unleash. What did they say? It's a release and a relief. Unleash your divine potential through the power of love. Yeah, that's that brilliant Empress power, unleashing. And do the work, and you're the magician in the mirror. So unleash your divine potential through the power of love. That's what we're creating here. Acceptance. There's nothing in your life to fix, only the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an internally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly love yourself, truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. And we are the magician and the mirror. This has been such a tremendous inside-outside job. That's why they showed me that transformation card in the very beginning. There's a lot that we've accepted within ourselves, so we can more embody this divine Empress and this magician in the mirror and do the work and know our place in it and still have peace with surrendering to spirit, non-action. This is birthing a new beginning, and a lot is in our hands to birth with the work and being the Empress. They want me to do one more guardian angel card. Hold on a second. This is so beautiful. And look at the heavenly help as you do your work. The way they're having you line these cards, it's like heavenly help for your work. That's a recurring message for what you're doing. Positive change, yeah, because of what you're doing. Dare to be different. When you were criticized, this is why they're urging us. This is the power of love and acceptance of yourself, because when you do, you have more of your power to harness as the Empress and the magician to do work. That's the confidence they want, the backing, the fuel. I have chills when I say that, because that I can feel that transformation inside and out. It's personal for all of us, but they're doing that almost like a caterpillar changing into a butterfly, to have more of that courage or whatever it is to mishmash in you, to fuel you up with accepting more of that divine fuel, to be more a magician in the mirror and an Empress, to do the work here for the positive change. So it's almost like embracing yourself with new levels of love and acceptance as well. So within, so without, you know, and then all of this is being reflected in this new beginning, what we're growing, what we're birthing. That's why it is such a big release and such a big relief, and all the pieces are coming together and blooming. It's oh boy, instant and out, positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. And this has been a recurring message, and it's come up in the comments that I said, you have to know what you're doing now doesn't just affect the present moment, but everything and everyone and all the energy that comes after you. Sometimes I lose that bigger perspective, and they always remind me of that. Don't be dismayed of the results or when you don't get immediate results or whatever. You have to know and be confident of what you're planting. They're divine seeds. They kept on saying they're divine seeds, what you're planting, and you only have to be yourself, be different, be you, your unique self. That's exactly what's necessary. You have to know when you're criticized on the deepest levels that you will never please everyone, and that many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or even understood in their own lifetime. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. change, and each one of us doing the work and being backed in like that powerful Empress. You're the magician and the mirror. Each one of us, what we're doing with our own hands to bring in this new beginning, new births, new creativity. Yeah, and it's divinely being co-created because they're giving us the divine ideas, the clarity, so you can always rest, recharge, rejuve, surrender to non-action, surrender to spirit, have more love, acceptance. We're headed to positive change, and look, make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp, and to really harness that the work you're doing. You are so powerful as the Empress and the magician in the mirror. It's going to be reflected to you. They literally have been saying, we're putting the magic in the magician, be a more confident magician, and now we're getting magician in the mirror. So make no doubt about it, there's divine support to be this magnificent Empress, to birth and create, do the work, have more love and acceptance for yourself, for what you're planting are divine seeds. It's all for positive change. Make room for happy endings. What's not in your control, you can surrender lovingly to non-action, surrender to spirit. You're not even doing this all alone. You're not. You're not doing this alone. Have a great start to April. And if you haven't seen the overall monthly for April or the Akashic reading for April, this is just a confirmation, affirmation of the same message, to constantly feel fueled with what you're doing with your own hands, what you're working on, what you're birthing, what you're creating, your little piece. Dare to be you, dare to be different, dare to, all of that. Because you're sowing the seeds of change. You're sowing the seeds of positive change. Each one of us, that's what we're doing. And that was the transformation, the big release and relief, and all the pieces coming together. It's each one of us doing our piece, coming together, that are birthing, creating such beautiful new things. It's beautiful all together in our little piece. Have a great month. Take care. Bye-bye.